For decades, warships dominated the oceans as the ultimate symbols of naval power. But a silent revolution is happening right now in the United States, and it could completely change the global military balance. The Americans are building the most powerful warship in history, a $17 billion colossus that combines science fiction technology with devastating firepower. The project is called the Trump-class battleship, or BBGX, and it represents a radical shift in American naval strategy. For more than 80 years since World War II, aircraft carriers have dominated modern fleets. The logic was simple. Distributing power among several smaller ships reduced risks. If one ship were attacked, the others would continue operating. But now, the United States is doing exactly the opposite, concentrating massive military power on a single platform. The reason for this change is clear. The world has changed. Swarms of drones, hypersonic missiles, and electronic warfare systems have created threats that simply did not exist before. The Americans needed a response capable of matching these dangers, and they found it in the form of the largest warship ever designed. To understand the magnitude of this shift, it is necessary to go back to World War II. The end of the battleship era was sealed in 1945, when hundreds of American aircraft destroyed the Japanese Yamato, one of the largest warships ever built. At that historic moment, air power proved superior to traditional naval power, making the steel giants vulnerable to dive bombers and torpedo aircraft launched from aircraft carriers. During the following decades, that lesson completely shaped American naval doctrine. Aircraft carrier strike groups became the backbone of the United States' global power projection. The strategy worked magnificently in practice, allowing the U.S. Navy to project unmatched power across every ocean in the world, from the Mediterranean to the South Pacific. But modern threats are fundamentally different from those that existed during the Cold War. Today, swarms of autonomous drones can overwhelm traditional naval defenses. Hypersonic missiles travel at speeds greater than Mach 5, giving defenders only minutes to react. Cyber warfare systems can compromise communications and navigation systems from thousands of kilometers away. These realities demand an entirely new response. The USS Defiant, the first ship of the Trump class, will be a monster of the seas. With 300,000 tons of displacement, it offers 3 times more internal space than a modern destroyer. Its 853 feet in length make it larger than the legendary Japanese Yamato, considered for decades the largest battleship ever built. The hull width ranges between 105 and 115 feet, providing exceptional stability even in rough seas. The speed is also impressive. Despite its colossal size, the BBGX was designed to reach speeds exceeding 30 knots, making it faster than many smaller ships currently in service. This combination of size, speed, and maneuverability represents a significant advancement in modern naval engineering. But size is only the beginning. The true difference lies in the arsenal this ship will carry. 12 conventional prompt strike hypersonic missiles capable of striking intercontinental targets in less than an hour. These revolutionary projectiles can deliver conventional warheads with surgical precision at distances that were once exclusive to intercontinental ballistic missiles. 128 vertical launch cells, 25% more than the most modern destroyers, allow the simultaneous loading of Tomahawk land attack missiles and Standard missile interceptors. This multi-engagement capability means the ship can conduct strike operations and air defense simultaneously, something that traditionally required multiple specialized platforms. And here comes the truly impressive part: directed energy weapons that seem straight out of a science fiction movie. The BBGX will be equipped with electromagnetic railguns, high-powered lasers, and microwave weapons. These technologies represent the future of naval warfare, offering capabilities that were unthinkable just a decade ago. The electromagnetic railgun alone can fire hypersonic projectiles at targets more than 200 nautical miles away, using only kinetic energy to destroy land targets, enemy ships, and fortified installations. It is like having lightning in projectile form. The extreme speed and reduced time to target also make the system ideal for missile defense, intercepting anti-ship cruise missiles, drones, and even hypersonic threats. The laser systems, derived from Odin and Helios technologies, will operate in the range of 300 to 600 kilowatts, with upgrade potential of up to 1 megawatt. These lasers are not just for defense. They can blind enemy sensors, destroy swarms of drones, and intercept cruise missiles at speeds impossible for conventional weapons. The precision is absolute, and the ammunition is essentially unlimited, depending only on the ship's power generation. Microwave weapons complete the futuristic arsenal, focusing on non-lethal electronic warfare. They can disable entire drone swarms, disrupt enemy communications, and neutralize radar systems at considerable distances. It is 21st century warfare in its purest form, where physical destruction is complemented by electronic neutralization. All this power requires massive amounts of energy, more energy than any warship has ever needed to generate. The vessel will use a conventional propulsion system combined with diesel generators and gas turbines, creating an integrated power network capable of continuously supplying megawatts of energy. The high-capacity energy storage system ensures that directed energy weapons can operate even during extreme demand spikes. Power generation is not just a technical matter. It is an engineering challenge that required a complete rethinking of naval architecture. The integrated power system must be resilient enough to continue operating even after sustaining combat damage, automatically distributing energy among critical systems as operational priorities shift during battle. A crew of 650 to 800 sailors will operate AI-integrated systems, reducing dependence on human resources while maximizing operational efficiency. Compared to modern aircraft carriers that require more than 4,000 crew members, this reduction represents a significant advancement in automation and operational efficiency. The project did not emerge out of nowhere. It arose from the urgent need to replace the Ticonderoga-class cruisers, which had provided air defense command functions within American carrier strike groups for decades. These veteran ships, while still functional, were becoming obsolete in the face of modern threats and rising maintenance costs. The original DDG-X destroyer program was supposed to fill this gap, but extensive studies conducted between 2021 and January 2026 revealed fundamental flaws in the concept. The planned hull was simply insufficient to accommodate the required number of vertical launch cells, the integration of CPS missiles, and future high-energy weapons without exceeding power and cooling margins. Navy leadership evaluated a dual-variant destroyer approach, but wisely concluded that dividing mission sets between variants would not meet operational requirements. The decision was then made to transition to a single larger hull capable of accommodating all planned DDG-X systems, and much more. The solution was to think big, very big. The result is a ship capable of operating as a command and control platform for combined operations, leading surface action groups, integrating with carrier strike groups, or operating independently to protect critical maritime routes. This operational flexibility is essential for the diverse needs of the modern Navy. The construction strategy is also revolutionary. The U.S. Navy is adopting advanced digital practices, including AI-assisted engineering and modular production methods inspired by South Korean and Japanese shipyards. This innovative approach uses cutting-edge digital workflows, emphasizing high design maturity before construction even begins. The goal is to avoid the problems that plagued previous projects, where design changes during construction caused delays and billions of dollars in additional costs. The Constellation-class frigate serves as a perfect example of what not to do. Its design was still being finalized in April 2025, nearly 5 years after the initial contract award, and with work already underway on the lead ship. Precision modular construction and tight integration between design and production teams are central elements of the new strategy. The approach is designed to stabilize the workforce, increase industrial resilience, and deliver new capabilities in a more predictable and affordable way. If successful, this methodology could revolutionize American shipbuilding. The timeline is ambitious but realistic. $1 billion in advance funding is planned for fiscal year 2027, along with another $837 million for research and development. Actual construction will begin in 2028, with the first ship costing $17 billion, making it the most expensive ship ever ordered, surpassing the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford, which cost approximately $13.3 billion. But this massive investment does not mean the Americans are abandoning their current naval strategy. The $65.8 billion naval budget also includes 17 other combat ships and 16 auxiliary vessels, 1 Columbia-class submarine, 2 Virginia-class submarines, 1 FFX frigate, 1 Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, 1 America-class amphibious assault ship, and several other specialized vessels will continue to be built in parallel. The real innovation lies in operational flexibility. In low-intensity operations, such as the current naval blockade off the coast of Venezuela, a single BBG-X could perform the work of an entire strike group at a fraction of the cost. Against smuggler boats or smaller threats, the concentrated firepower would be devastatingly effective, eliminating the need to deploy valuable assets such as carrier strike groups for relatively simple missions. However, in contested waters, especially in the Pacific, where China is rapidly expanding its naval capabilities, the traditional strategy of distributing power may still be more prudent. No one knows exactly how the most advanced American and Chinese weapons would compare in real combat. because they have never faced each other. Until more is known about actual capabilities, concentrating too much power and expense into a single asset in waters controlled by China would likely represent a risk the Navy would hesitate to take. What makes the BBGX special is not only its firepower, but also its adaptability. The ship can integrate future systems as they are developed, serving as a platform for technologies that have not even been invented yet. Its modular architecture allows continuous upgrades without the need for a complete redesign, ensuring operational relevance for decades. The defensive systems are equally impressive. 2 rolling airframe missile launchers provide close-range defense against incoming missiles and aircraft. 2 5-inch 62 caliber guns handle surface engagements, and 4 30mm systems offer short-range defense against small vessels and aerial threats. The AN/SPY-6 radar provides high-quality integrated detection and tracking for air and missile threats. The inclusion of anti-drone systems as a standard component of the defensive architecture reflects the new reality of modern naval warfare. For any ship, especially one where so much firepower is concentrated, survival increasingly depends on the ability to detect and intercept threats before impact. The BBGX will require continuous operation of sensors and weapons under high energy demand, as well as reliable performance of integrated combat systems under sustained attack conditions. Despite its flight deck and dual hangars capable of supporting V-22 Osprey aircraft and future vertical lift systems, the BBGX is not considered an aircraft carrier. Its air capability is focused on support operations, reconnaissance, and transport, rather than sustained air power projection. The challenges are significant and multifaceted. The American shipbuilding industry faces a critical shortage of skilled labor and existing production commitments that are already stretching capabilities to the limit. Major shipyards, such as Bath Iron Works, Ingalls Shipbuilding, and Newport News Shipbuilding, will need to dramatically expand their capacities, recruiting and training specialized workers, while making substantial investments in infrastructure and manufacturing capabilities. The scale of the BBGX program will also dramatically increase demand for specialized components and advanced manufacturing processes, introducing risks related to schedule delays and cost overruns. The supply chain for such advanced technologies is complex and vulnerable to disruptions. Ongoing trade wars and continued maritime engagement in the Persian Gulf only increase these risks. How these multifaceted challenges are addressed will determine whether this ambitious and exciting project is delivered on time and within budget, or whether it joins the list of naval programs that exceeded costs and schedules. The BBGX represents more than just a new ship. It symbolizes a fundamental shift in American naval doctrine. For the first time since World War II, concentrating power on a single platform is seen as an essential strategic advantage, rather than an obvious vulnerability. This philosophical shift reflects the realities of modern warfare, where speed, range, and concentrated firepower may be more valuable than the traditional distribution of risk. The future will determine whether this $17 billion gamble will transform American naval power into an even more dominant force or become the most expensive white elephant in military history. What we know for certain is that the USS Defiant and its sister ships represent the future of naval warfare, a future where science fiction becomes operational reality and where control of the seas may once again depend on steel giants sailing across the world's oceans, armed with technologies that will completely redefine the concept of naval power.